It was Stephen King who wrote, "Monsters are real, and ghosts are real too. They live inside us, and sometimes they win." But deep in the Amazon's steamy heart, a microscopic fungus called Ophiocordyceps unilateralis looked at a carpenter ant and said, "Hold my spores, Steve. I'm about to steal the show." Picture this: an ants hustling through the jungle, hauling leaves like it's got a deadline, when a tiny fungal spore slips past its armor. Days later, it's not an ant anymore. It's a zombie, marching to its doom, climbing a plant, clamping its jaws in a death grip, and sprouting a fungal stalk from its head like a scene from Alien. This isn't The Last of Us or a cheap horror flick. It's happening right now, in rainforests from Brazil to Thailand.
Welcome to the wild, creepy world of zombie ants, where a fungus turns insects into puppets in a twisted real-life horror show. Today we're diving deep into how Ophiocordyceps hijacks ant brains, the 48 million year evolutionary war behind it, the jaw-dropping 2023 and 2024 science unlocking its secrets, and what it means for us humans. Could this fungus fix our brains or unleash a bio-nightmare? We'll laugh at the absurdity, shudder at the visuals, and wrestle with questions that'll keep you up at night. Is this nature's genius, or are we poking a monster we can't control? Grab a snack, definitely not mushrooms, and let's plunge into this fungal freak show. Trust me, this tale's got enough chills to glue you to the screen, and you won't want to miss the spores flying at the end. Let's hop in the time machine to 1859. Alfred Russel Wallace, Charles Darwin's wingman, is sweating it out in Indonesia's jungles, dodging bugs and probably cursing his lack of Wi-Fi. He spots a carpenter ant frozen on a leaf, its body pierced by a weird stalk, like it's been possessed by a sci-fi parasite. He scribbles "ant fungus" in his notebook, and science's obsession with Ophiocordyceps unilateralis begins. Fast forward to the 2000s, and researchers like Dr. David Hughes at Penn State turn into jungle detectives, piecing together a story creepier than any campfire tale. Here's the playbook. A fungal spore lands on a carpenter ant, Camponotus leonardi, sneaks through its exoskeleton like a ninja, and starts growing inside. Within 4 to 10 days, it's running the show, hijacking the ant's brain and muscles. The ant ditches its colony, stumbles like it's had one too many, and climbs a plant to the zombie zone, about 25 centimeters up, where humidity's perfect. There, it locks its jaws in a death grip, anchoring to a leaf vein. Days later, a fungal stalk bursts from its head, raining spores to infect the next pore sap. A 2011 BMC ecology study mapped this grim routine, showing the fungus times the climb for maximum spore dispersal. It's like a horror director staging the perfect scene. But the real mind-blower came in 2023, when a Nature Microbiology study peeled back the curtain. The fungus doesn't just infect, it rewires, using chemicals to puppet the ant's behavior. A 2024 fungal biology paper added another twist. It syncs the ant's death grip to dusk, exploiting circadian rhythms for ideal spore release. This isn't random chaos. It's a 48 million year old strategy honed in a brutal evolutionary war between ants and fungi. And it's got scientists buzzing. Could this fungus teach us to fix human brains? Or is it a biohazard waiting to happen? Let's dig into the science. How does a fungus turn an ant into a zombie? And what's it got to do with your mind? Hold tight, because this is creepier than a midnight horror binge. So how does a speck of fungus turn a tough, leaf-hauling ant into a brainwashed zombie? It's not witchcraft. It's biology's darkest masterpiece. Ophiocordyceps starts by slipping a spore through the ant's exoskeleton, like a hacker breaching a firewall. Inside, it grows thread-like hyphae, spreading through the ant's body like a viral takeover. These threads don't just chill. They infiltrate muscles and wrap around neurons, turning the ant into a marionette. A 2017 Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences study revealed the fungus leaves the ant's brain mostly intact, but seizes its motor controls, like a gamer hijacking a character's joystick. The 2023 Nature Microbiology breakthrough spilled the tea. The fungus pumps out alkaloids, chemicals like ergothioneine and cordycepin.
that mimic neurotransmitters like dopamine or serotonin. It's like spiking the ant's brain with a cocktail, tricking it into climbing that plant. The ant thinks it's in charge, but it's dancing to the fungus's playlist. A 2024 Journal of Chemical Ecology study pinpointed how these compounds target specific neural pathways, tweaking the ant's behavior with surgical precision. The fungus even messes with the ant's clock, forcing the death grip at dusk for perfect humidity, per a 2024 Fungal Biology paper. It's not just mind control, it's a biochemical heist. But the real stories in the evolution. A 2022 Evolutionary Biology study traced this back 48 million years, when Ophiocordyceps and ants began their deadly dance. Ants evolved thicker exoskeletons and grooming habits to fend off spores, but the fungus countered with stickier spores and faster growth. It's like a chess match where both players keep inventing new pieces. Some ant species, like Chromatogaster, developed fungus-free zones by secreting antibiotics, but Ophiocordyceps just laughs, evolving new chemicals to bypass them. A 2025 mycological research article found over 200 Ophiocordyceps species, each tailored to a specific insect host, from ants to beetles, with unique manipulation tricks. It's a horror anthology, and the ants are the unlucky stars. For humans, this is a goldmine. Those alkaloids could inspire drugs for Parkinson's, where dopamine's AWOL, or epilepsy, where neural misfires cause seizures. A 2024 Journal of Neurochemistry study suggested fungal compounds could map brain pathways, like a GPS for neurons. But it's not all sunshine. Tweaking these chemicals could backfire, creating side effects like, say, an urge to climb trees at night. And if we engineer this fungus, could it jump hosts? Nobody wants to be the first human zombie, right? Could these fungal tricks fix our brains? Or are we flirting with a sci-fi apocalypse? Keep watching. This gets weirder. The evolutionary arms race. 48 million years of war. Let's zoom out to the big picture. This isn't just a fungus picking on ants. It's a 48 million year saga of survival. Fossils from Baltic amber, studied in a 2022 Paleobiology paper, show Ophiocordyceps, like fungi, zombifying ants back when dinosaurs were still a memory. Over millions of years, ants fought back, evolving thicker exoskeletons and grooming behaviors to flick off spores. A 2023 insect biochemistry study found some ants secrete formic acid to kill fungal invaders, like deploying chemical warfare. But the fungus wasn't sleeping. It evolved stickier spores that cling like Velcro and enzymes to neutralize ant defenses, per a 2024 Fungal Genetics and Biology paper. This arms race is a masterclass in evolution's ruthlessness. Ant colonies developed undertaker behaviors, hauling infected corpses away to stop outbreaks. As noted in a 2021 behavioral ecology study, the fungus countered with stealthier infections, hiding in the ant's body until it's too late. Some species even manipulate ant pheromones to confuse colonies, making healthy ants ignore the infected, per a 2025 Journal of Insect Behavior article. It's like a spy thriller with double agents and chemical sabotage. Why does this matter? It shows how life adapts under pressure, offering clues for human innovation. Ants' antibiotic secretions could inspire new drugs, while the fungus's manipulation teaches us about neural control. But it's a warning too. Nature's arms races don't stop. If we mess with this fungus, we're joining a game we might not win. A 2023 Science Advances study flagged the risk. Engineered fungi could evolve unpredictably, like a chess move we didn't see coming. So, how dangerous is this fungal puppet master, and could it ever target us? Let's crawl into the danger zone. How dangerous is the zombie fungus? All right, let's tackle the big question. Could Ophiocordyceps zombify you? Good news, you're probably safe. A 2024 Mycology review says the fungus is hyper-specialized for ants, needing their exact biochemistry to work its magic. Our immune systems, way beefier than an ant's,
would squash it like a bug. In the jungle, though, it's a death sentence for carpenter ants. A 2019 ecological entomology study estimated 20 to 30% of some colonies get zombified, disrupting food chains as ants abandon their leaf-cutting duties. Predators like birds avoid infected ants, sensing the fungal funk, per a 2023 animal behavior paper.
Other critters? Mostly safe. Spores don't easily infect beetles, bees, or mammals. But here's the spooky part. If we tinker with this fungus in labs, things get dicey. A 2023 biorisk paper warned that engineered fungi could mutate, jumping to new hosts like bees or crops, tanking pollination or agriculture. A 2024 environmental microbiology study noted that climate change could push Ophiocordyceps into new habitats, increasing its range. For humans, fungal drugs might cause wild side effects. Imagine a Parkinson's pill that makes you climb trees at dusk, and if a lab leak happens, The Last of Us might start looking less fictional. Ever felt like your brain's on autopilot? Would you trust a fungal drug to fix it? Or is it too creepy? Drop your take in the comments. I'm dying to know. The ethical spore, genius or bio-nightmare. This fungus is a scientific jackpot, but it's got a shadow. Its alkaloids could revolutionize neurology. Think Alzheimer's patients living fuller lives or epilepsy sufferers finding calm. A 2025 neurotherapeutic studies suggested fungal compounds could stabilize neural misfires, offering hope for millions. But messing with brain chemicals is like juggling dynamite. A 2024 Ethics in Science article warned that fungal drugs could have unintended effects, like altering personality or behavior. Nobody wants a cure that turns you into a tree-climbing zombie, right? Then there's the ecosystem. Ophiocordyceps thrives in rainforests. But deforestation, torching 20% of the Amazon since 1970, threatens its home. A 2024 conservation biology paper estimated 30 to 40% of fungal species could vanish by 2050 if logging continues. Lose the fungus, lose the cures. But exploiting it could mean over-harvesting wild populations, stressing jungles further. And lab engineering? A 2023 Science Advances study flagged risks of mutant fungi escaping, potentially zombifying new hosts. My fictional bioethicist, Dr. Emily Chen, nails it. This fungus is a brain saver or a biobomb. Pick your poison. Could we harness this fungus for good, or are we one spore away from chaos? Let's wrap this up with a big question. The future. A fungal revolution or apocalypse? Ophiocordyceps is more than a creepy fungus. It's a mirror to our ambitions and fears. Its 48 million year war with ants shows nature's relentless creativity, offering clues for drugs, pest control, or neural mapping. But the risks, mutant fungi, ecological collapse, are straight out of a dystopian flick. We're at a crossroads. Save brains or save the planet? Dr. Chen sums it up. Nature's handing us a loaded gun. Let's not shoot ourselves in the foot. What if another fungus is out there, waiting to pull our strings? Could it already be in your backyard? Subscribe, because this saga's just getting spookier.